I mean, let's just go ahead and start off the video by saying that this guy is only $250. If you love Apple, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. What's going on, guys? Apple World here. So there's so many people that love small phones, including me. I love small phones. In fact, the iPhone SE was my favorite phone I've ever owned. I love the design. I love the small form factor. I love small phones because of how easy it is to use. I can hold it in one hand. I can actually type with one hand, and I think I'm not alone. The iPhone SE became so popular, and so many people today still love the iPhone SE. So Apple keeps putting the iPhone SE on their clearance section on apple.com for only $250. So for $250, is the iPhone SE worth it in 2019? Let me give you a spoiler. It's definitely worth it. So as I was saying, let's go ahead and start off with the design. The design of the iPhone SE is absolutely beautiful. We get this boxy design with chamfered edges. We get a glass back on the top and on the bottom, and then in the middle we get an aluminum back, which simply looks so good. Comes in gold, by the way, gold, space gray, silver, and this one right here is rose gold. This is actually my friend's, so if you're watching this, thank you so much for lending it to me. The volume buttons are round and they're actually separated, which is a thing that I really like. So it's a 4-inch display. Is it too small? Is the iPhone SE too small in 2019? Because back then, that display was good enough. But now, since phones have gotten larger and everybody thinks that larger is better, which technically is true, is better. So is the iPhone SE too small? Well, it all depends on you, right? For me, I think the iPhone SE is okay. Of course, since there's such a big chin and a big notch, you're not really going to enjoy the screen so much as if you buy an iPhone XS, for example. But once again, this phone is $250. I think I'm gonna keep saying this in this video. I think the size of the iPhone SE, the 4-inch display, yes, everything is a little bit smaller, but once again, it's really comfortable as well to use. You can type with one hand, which is a thing that I love. You can use the phone with one hand, which is a thing that I personally can't do, for example, with this $1,200 smartphone. So beat that, Samsung. It's got the first generation Touch ID, which isn't the fastest, but it definitely isn't the slowest. Me actually using the iPhone SE this week, it actually made me miss Touch ID. I mean, I haven't used Touch ID in so long, and it simply brought me memories. And Touch ID is actually super good. So is Face ID better than Touch ID? Well, some people they're like, hey, I can't use Touch ID when I'm wearing gloves. Well, you can't use Face ID when you're wearing a motorcycle helmet, for example. So, and Face ID doesn't really work that well for me, to be honest. When I'm wearing sunglasses, for example, when I'm wearing these sunglasses, for example, they don't really seem to work that much. So, Face ID, Touch ID, I think Touch ID is great on the iPhone SE, and you should be really happy with it if you're looking to buy this iPhone SE. It's also got a headphone jack. For some odd reason, if you still like that, the iPhone SE has a headphone jack, which is awesome.
Well, actually, the iPhone SE sucks because it can't run the latest version of iOS.
Well, thank you for asking, my friend, but you're wrong, because the iPhone SE can actually run the latest version of iOS 12. It's probably gonna get discontinued, probably in iOS 13, but right now, it's running the latest version of iOS 12, which is insane. And iOS 12 brought huge improvements in speed. So the iPhone SE is actually running really, really smoothly. Like really smoothly. I get no lag. Everything is fast. Like I was actually really impressed how fast a 3 or 4-year-old phone is actually running the latest version of iOS. Apple, I have to congratulate you on that one because I was seriously so impressed. So how's the battery life on the iPhone SE? Well, I'm getting around 8 hours of usage, which is once again awesome for a $250 phone. So I think 8 hours of usage should be good enough for the price that you're actually buying. So let's talk about the camera, because the camera on the iPhone SE, it isn't the best, but it also isn't the worst. Here are some photos that I actually took. They look really good, but when you compare them to the iPhone XS, the iPhone XS of course totally destroys these photos. I mean, they seem that, they totally suck. So the iPhone SE totally doesn't take horrible photos. Here are some photos that I actually took when I actually owned the iPhone SE. Yes, I looked much younger. The camera of the iPhone SE can take amazing, amazing photos. So of course, if you start comparing it with other phones, you're gonna be like, wow, my camera sucks. But if you don't really compare, the iPhone SE takes pretty good photos, and once again, $250. Boom! So should you buy the iPhone SE in 2019? Well, if you love small phones, Apple is not going to make the iPhone SE 2 in the future. Of course, you never know with Apple, but all the analysts are saying that there will not be an iPhone SE 2 in 2019. Maybe in 2020 we'll see, but in 2019 we will not see an iPhone SE 2. There were so many rumors that there was gonna be an iPhone SE 2 in 2018, then it stopped, and of course there's no any more rumors or reports from any analyst that Apple will release an iPhone SE 2. So if you're considering a small form factor phone, definitely get the iPhone SE because you're getting an amazing deal, $250 with all these awesome specs. Once again, for the price, I totally recommend the iPhone SE in 2019. So there you have it. See you tomorrow.